Hello everyone, it's Psychosis again, and today, as per request I got in the comment section, I will be reviewing Suicide Silence's The Black Crown, which was released in 2011, and I believe it's the third and final album Suicide Silence released with Mitch Lucker as the vocalist. And starting off, I will mention though that this album here is more than CD is a more meaningful one in my collection because it was the first album I ever listened to where I listened to the entire thing, not just a couple songs. It was the first album where I listened to the entire thing front to back. That was in, I believe, freshman year of high school, so that was a long time ago, years ago already. And it also got me started into doing vocals as a fun little side hobby. I'm not very good or anything. And this CD was also one of the first couple CDs I bought with the other two Mitch Lucker CDs. They were the first ones I ever bought with my own money, so that was really cool and owned. So yeah, today we will be reviewing this album. And to start off with, the music is different. Yes, the music is different. I'm all over the place, but yeah. So this album is not as fast as their other albums. They kind of slow down a little bit with the tempo. Like it's faster than most music, obviously. Average music, but it's compared to their older stuff like The Cleansing or No Time to Bleed. This album is slower paced. It's kind of slower, kind of a little more groovy, I guess, and has a bunch of fun. It still has a bunch of fun riffs, even though there's not really blast beats or super fast like tremolo picking and that kind of thing. But it's deathcore, it's still got the breakdowns too and stuff. And the vocals are also different. So Mitch Lucker, I guess his vocals were shot around this time, were starting to break down. So the vocals aren't as crazy or insane as, say, their older albums or other deathcore bands. But yeah. So yeah, the vocals are simpler, the music's simpler. It's still pretty cool though, in my opinion, from what I listen to. And yeah, it has a bunch of iconic songs such as Slaves to Substance, You Only Live Once, OCD, Witness the Addiction, The Only Thing That Sets Us Apart, and a super silly song that's kind of edgy that I listened to a lot in high school, which is F Everything. Yes, that's literally the name of the song, F Everything. And Mitch says that like a bunch in the song. That's like the chorus, he just chants it. It's super edgy song I listened to in high school because high school was so bad. It really wasn't. But edgy high school me thought it was really good. And yeah, all the songs are pretty good. It's iconic songs. Witness the Addiction's a pretty cool song because it has Jonathan Davis from Korn on there in that song, and he basically does the gist of the song's vocals, which is really cool because it's Jonathan Davis from Korn, but I guess this band, Suicide Silence, is really inspired by Korn. So to have one of their idols basically work with them on an album must have been really cool. And yeah, as I said, obviously with that too is next following that is as there's songs called Witness the Addiction. The song lyrically wise is where I'm getting to next. This album is different than their other ones, so in another time I'll go over the lyrical topics of the other albums if I review them. But for this album, Mitch was struggling with alcohol and stuff, substance abuse, that kind of thing. So that's why there's songs like Slaves to Substance, Witness the Addiction, that kind of thing. The lyrics are different because that was more reflected them more, I guess. And yeah, and then another song, it's either if I can remember correctly, either Cross-Eyed Catastrophe or Smashed. there's this one part where it's pretty cool. It gets a little atmospheric for a little bit, and this girl starts singing. It's a pretty interesting little moment in the album because it's the only part like that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the album. There's also just March of the Black Crown, which is an interlude, and yeah, kind of the gist of the album. It's basically simpler than the other two albums. It's like a transitional period. A lot of bands were going through that around this time period, 2011, 2012, transitioning with their sound, and this band kind of kick-started it with the Black Crown. And yeah, it's pretty cool too because this is probably the most iconic deathcore album. Oh, why am I saying death metal? It's not death metal, but Suicide Silence is probably the most iconic and biggest band in deathcore. So, and that leads me to the final review of this album. I will give this album an 8 out of 10. It's a really good deathcore album. It's a lot simpler. It's more accessible than their other stuff, but it's not like overly different as some of their newer stuff. And if you want a good deathcore album, this is a good one. And yeah, we'll give it an 8 out of 10. Which leads me to the next thing. Is this album or The Cleansing their best album? Because normally, with me and with the fan base, people think the Mitch Lucker albums are the best. I agree with that, but there's always a debate about whether The Black Crown or The Cleansing is their best album they've ever released. Personally, I will say this one is, only because this is the most recent one I've listened to, which isn't saying much because besides the initial listen I did for this review, I think the last time I heard this album was like a year ago. So it's been a while since I listened to it. And yeah, I will say it's better. It's just a little more iconic to me, more memorable, I guess. More iconic and memorable to me. So yeah, that is my review of The Black Crown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will mention though that I will keep doing these. I just like doing these just because reviewing albums, it's pretty fun for me. Just sitting down and talking briefly about an album. Yeah, I'll keep reviewing them. And if you guys want, I do accept requests for albums. So if there's an album you want me to review, just type it in the comment section if you want, and I'll get to reviewing it eventually. But yeah, once again, this is my review of The Black Crown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you whenever I make another video. Goodbye.